Okay, so that's all about usage. So let's go back up top and talk about what we mentioned in the beginning about it being a digital asset, right? So let me frame this in a unique way. I think it'll help you. We'll frame it with an example of ethanol. Now, for years, we were told that ethanol was the future, right? That if we put some corn in our fuel, that everything was going to be what? It was going to be more efficient and it was going to be cheaper, right? And we now come to find out none of that's true. It's just a bunch of hooey, which is, don't get me started on that. I should probably do a video just on this whole contraption. But like any new technology, right? There's the exploration and determination of, hey, is this going to work, right? Is it the future? And if it's the future, how do you invest in it? Now, if we were to go back in time and there was such a thing as an ethanol stock, right? And you invested early, you bought early and rode this stock up and sold it up here, you would have made a ton of money while they were trying to explore and determine if it worked. Now, it ends up it doesn't work, but they're still doing it. But the point is that there was no delivery mechanism for ethanol stock. But there is a delivery mechanism to determine if we are going to have this cashless society, if we're going to have this central electronic payment system, okay? So I don't know if it's going to be Bitcoin, but I certainly do believe it's going to be some kind of blockchain cryptocurrency, right? I think that's for sure. So how do you invest in this? Well, in my two previous position papers, January and June of 2015, I wrote up about Bitcoin and I did a February alert in 2015. So I'm going to go down here. I'm just going to point to this one paragraph down at the bottom here. As you can see, I say at the time of this alert, Bitcoin is trading at 253. Analyzing it as an investment, there's a support level around 350, and I recommend purchasing under that number. Just buy one Bitcoin. If you're really feeling spunky, buy four. Maybe purchase one for each child or grandchild. If I'm right and Bitcoin explodes, you'll be able to buy a new car, provide down payment for a child's first house, or pay a year's tuition for your youngsters. If I'm wrong, we're out $250. So you can go to Coinbase and literally buy a Bitcoin. You can just go there and buy one. So you can just come up, buy, sell a Bitcoin, or you can do an exchange. So it just walks you through it. And you could literally buy one Bitcoin. As you can see here, the price is $452.98. So if you had followed my advice back in the February alert and bought Bitcoin then at 250, your investment would be up nearly 50%. As you can see, you can go to Yahoo. Here's a quote. You can see what Bitcoin has done over a lifetime. And also last year, they launched a Bitcoin ETF, right? So they launched this last year, and you can see a little chart here. I'll show it. When it first came out, it came out at around $50, and then it was shorted. Anytime something's launched as an IPO, if you will, the short traders just kill it, and then it bounced around at the low point, and then it's come up. So the ETF has made money over time. So I think you could do one of two things, right? You could just go buy one Bitcoin at Coinbase, or you could buy the ETF. You can actually invest in it. And look, I always use this analogy when I'm telling folks, because look, I'm just saying do this on your own. This isn't something you do through us, our firm, or anything. But look, if we're having a conversation and I say, you know what, I think ExxonMobil is a good stock to buy. If you go and you buy ExxonMobil, does that mean that you can't buy gas anywhere else? No, you buy gas wherever you want to buy. Just because you own Exxon stock doesn't mean that you have to buy only gas at ExxonMobil's places. If you go buy a Bitcoin, that doesn't mean you have to start going to Subway and buying your sandwiches on Bitcoin. There are some of you that are going to watch this video and think, man, this is really cool. I'm going to start doing this, because there's all kinds of technology out there pushing you toward this kind of electronic currency. I just believe, because of this concept right here, that there's a mechanism for you to buy into something of the future, and I just think that that's a prudent thing to pay attention to. Okay? All right, so I had fun doing this video. I hope you learned something, and we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin. We'll do some stuff, some updates down the road. Okay? All right, thanks for watching.